Sickos Club.
Sickos Club.
Hey, come here. You like pro wrestling? We got a little something for you. Two fans, 3,000 miles away. We each been watching for more than 30 years. Celebrating the art form, the action, the homoeroticism. We ain't rating matches. We ain't analyzing stories. We ain't experts. We just sit down, shut up, and mark out! Hello, everybody. This is Blade Daily coming back at you with yet another edition of Sit Down, Shut Up, Mark Out, a pro wrestling podcast about pro wrestling. That's right. We talk about the stuff that we actually watch on the screen. We don't just talk about what other people are talking about. I am joined by longtime friendo, returning guest yet again, guest host, Books and Bodyslams. Books and Bodyslams, hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm great. It took me a while after coming back from this little travel thing I did to feel like I was kind of in the groove again, and I'm just getting there right now. So if I seem a little extra unhinged, that's why.
Well, I don't have an excuse for being unhinged, so.
Well, I mean, that's why you're here. Our unhinged will level each other out, hopefully,
yes,
and make this a listenable podcast. Books, you got so much going on right now, and I'm really excited for you because you are making waves as a real deal pro wrestling influencer, which has kind of been your goal, right?
Yeah. I don't want to tear up. Last week, I received a message from Random House asking me if they could send me a free copy of This Book is All Elite. And as someone who's made her whole thing about books and wrestling, it was very surreal. I'm not joking. I spent 2 hours making sure it was a legitimate message.
Yeah.
Messaging all their other accounts that are verified saying, is this real? Emailing them. And I got it. It's beautiful. I can't believe it happened. Random House reposted my post, this morning to one of their stories.
Nice.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Look at you. I mean, that's incredible.
I know.
So you got a copy of the hardcover version of This Book is All Elite, right?
Yes. Yeah, I will say it's gorgeous. It is. The men's world title on the front is embossed, and which adds such a great touch to it. I'm obsessed. I will and all the stuff inside is so amazing. You get you have such a touching forward from Tony Schiavone. And then as you get into it, it was weird because you kind of learn where Tony Khan got Rampage and Dynamite from. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but that was such a cool little tidbit because I always wondered where he got those names from. And he kind of told us.
Oh, well, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
And the book comes out this next Tuesday on the 4th,
Next
right?
Tuesday, November 4th. Yeah. I will say have your tissues ready because between the Tony Schiavone forward, the part on Brody Lee, and the parts on Jay Briscoe, it's heartwarming. It's heartwarming. It's heartbreaking. The forward is heartwarming. Those parts are heartbreaking. Yes.
And you sent some pictures of the inside to me and a few other people, and they're not glossing over anything. They're talking about Cody, they're talking about CM Punk, they're talking about Miro, they're talking about people you might think in New York, if they were wrestling there, they would just never be mentioned again.
Yeah, they don't gloss over it.
Right. And this is the benefit of having somebody else preserving wrestling history. This last name isn't McMahon or isn't related to one of those peoples. And
I will say two wrestlers within it, I'm not going to say who, other than one is my favorite, actually stress the importance of having alternatives and how one mentioned that they were disenchanted with wrestling in America, and one that's kind of surprising almost agrees with him. And there was some shocking parts and quotes in there. But yeah.
You could almost say that AEW is better than you, and you know it, right?
Yeah, it is. AEW is better than you, and you know it.
That's right. That's right.
And they're kind of like a wrestling god.
Yeah, it's like if a wrestling god told you I'm better than you, and you know it.
Yeah,
It's almost like, and if those were two people.
Yeah, two separate people.
Yeah. So definitely no spoilers there. Thank you for preserving the mystery for me.
You're welcome.
Now, Books, this isn't all that's going on.
No, it's not.
You're a busy gal.
I am.
So you've got this new thing you're doing
Yes.
with fellow Sickos Club member Bex Bastet.
Yes.
Bex, the destroyer of bongs.
Yes. The don't call her diva herself.
That's right. And don't.
Yeah, don't. We today, the first episode was out of the Books and Beck show. It's madness. It's spicy. It's crazy. It's all over the place.
You know, I'm going to be editing this show, and as soon as I'm done editing it, I'm turning this shit on because I got to hear
we're
this.
ranty. The first episode is very ranty. Yeah, and I will say we're a little bit delayed because Bex is in Japan.
Bex is in Japan.
Episodes coming. 2 episodes were filmed recently to come out first, and then there are others, like our first episode is going to be a little down the line.
Nice, nice.
But we promise you madness, so of course we're going to deliver madness.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. And I'm very excited to check it out. And how can people find that?
It's on YouTube under Don't Call Me Diva, and it's going to be on all the podcasts things also under Don't Call Me Diva.
Okay. So
yes.
It's an extension of Don't Call Me Diva,
Don't Call Me
which
Diva
is a fantastic podcast you all should be listening to anyway.
Yes.
If you want to hear a hilarious, huge-hearted Kiwi absolutely going batshit crazy each and every week, but also with books.
Yeah.
Go check out Don't Call Me Diva.
You get to listen to her twice. And her love for Lila Gray 2 times a week.
Hey, if you don't love Layla Gray, I think that's almost treason right there, as our president would probably say. Now, I wanted to ask before we move on, how are you celebrating spooky season, Halloween? You doing anything?
Well, tonight, just hopefully maybe handing out candy in a new neighborhood, so we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of really about it. I've been watching horror movies since October 1st.
Nice.
We'll put Trick or Treat on later tonight. I'm going to make spooky shaped pizza.
Oh, that's a worthwhile celebration. I had realized like on Sunday that I hadn't watched any scary movies at all. And I'm like, dude, what's wrong with you? So I watched Weapons. I saw that for the first time. That was really good.
Really good.
I watched Beetlejuice. That was a lot of fun. I haven't seen that movie in like 30 years. So I was like, yeah. I mean, I was like 9 when it came out. So I saw it so many times. So I watched that. I watched Nightmare on Elm Street last night. Because, it's been quite a while since I'd seen that too. And the first one's really, really good. What? Oh, you got a Freddy like ice cream milkshake.
It's the slashers all as like Starbucks coffees.
Oh, I see it. Okay. Yeah. Well, you're in the spirit right now. But we're not the only people in the spirit, Books, because when we come back, we're talking all about Fright Night Dynamite because it was epic, it was amazing, and a certain cowboy made it all the more. So, Books, we got to talk about the way Dynamite ended first.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was not happy until the ending.
So, yes, let's get into that. So, there was a 4-way match with Bobby Lashley and Hook and Ricochet and Samoa Joe, and the winner is going to wrestle Hangman Page at Full Gear.
Yes.
Who did you think was going to win?
I wanted Ricochet or Lashley.
Okay.
I thought neither one of those has been in the main picture scene, and I thought it was kind of time and give them the opportunity, especially because I figured Hook and Samoa Joe were going to go do their feud.
Well, and I think that's a fair conclusion to come to. I thought perhaps Lashley, but I felt pretty sure it would be Joe simply because there's a lot of untold parts of this story. And are you going to have Hangman Page saying, cutting promos on Joe while he's supposed to be feuding with somebody else? So like they kind of have to wrap this up, right? They have to at least get to a point where they can move beyond it. It's a really good match. It was a lot of fun. Ricochet was bouncing all over the goddamn place.
He's insane.
I've said it so many times on this show, but this guy is absolutely one of the greatest in the world. He, the way he bumps for guys, the way he looks like an absolute fucking wimp over and over and over again, and then he makes that so entertaining. This guy has no shame. Absolutely none.
I want to start calling him Gumby number 2. Because I'm just like, he's like Darby and just gets thrown. And like, he's like, yeah, do it. Throw me.
Yeah. So like, I didn't think Ricochet would win it because he hasn't been built up at all, as a singles guy. He just really hasn't. He's been kind of in this ongoing, everlasting feud with the Hurt Syndicate. Seems like it's not quite over yet, but we really need this to start wrapping up kind of soonish, I think.
I need a lot of these stories to start wrapping up and move on.
Yeah, well, I think they're stretching. I think they're stretching because of injuries. I really do.
I know that, but
Yes. But getting two pay-per-views out of Samoa Joe, they're doing it well, and after the match, Samoa Joe makes Hook tap out, which I thought was notable because he couldn't tap Hook out the first time they faced off. I don't know if you remember, but Joe gave Hook a muscle buster. This was when Joe was champion. Mm-hmm. He gave Hook a muscle buster and Hook kicked out. So I thought it was kind of interesting that Hook tapped, but they're obviously going to move on to Joe and Hook at some point.
Yeah, I think Hook's playing the long game. He's going to get into he's getting into Samoa Joe's head.
Yes.
Yep. I mean, I have my theories on how this match at Full Gear is going to end. And I think it's going to end with Hook and Samoa Joe's feud starting.
That could be. I have a theory about that as well, because like Eddie Kingston and Hook are just kind of out there. Like, what are they going to do? There's 3 of the Opps and there's only 1 Hangman, but there's these 2 guys who are just kind of close to the story for some reason. One needs to get over in a bigger way and one's enormously over already. So, I think Eddie and Hook will have something to do.
I think so too.
Setting the score straight with Hanger and Samoa Joe.
I just don't want Hangman to lose again anytime soon.
Hangman's not losing to Joe. There's no fucking way. There's just no fucking way. So that's really the challenge. The last pay-per-view, we all knew Hangman was probably going to win. I think most of us felt that way. I love Samoa Joe. If he gets another world title reign at some point down the line, I'm not going to complain. He's great. The post-match where the Opps turned heel and all of them turned on Hangman was fucking incredible.
Yeah.
And so this time, they even had shown you during the Young Bucks entrance earlier in the night that there was somebody dressed as the State Puff Marshmallow Man. There was these other costumed freaks that were just hanging out backstage for some reason. I don't remember what the costumes were. Do you?
There was a chicken, like a slice of meat.
Yeah. There's a slice of meat. There's a man wearing a sliced meat just costume.
Oh, God. Oh,
I love AEW.
Because that first match where Hangman came out as the Stay Puft Marshmallow was very early on in my wrestling journey, where I was still like almost a casual fan. That will forever live in my mind of like greatest moments to ever happen. So I was like, especially because the Young Bucks keep saying callback.
Yep.
And like BTE in their matches, I was like, oh, this is such a good callback.
It was so good. It was so good. And yes, Hangman emerged as the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
I could not believe it had already been 4 years since that.
I know, it's crazy.
Because in AEW, things just fly by because there's always so much going on. And that was a great reveal, when the Elite showed up as the Ghostbusters and Hangman got the drop on him. And so after this match is over, Samoa Joe wins. Tony Schiavone gets in the ring, and it's at the end of the show. And you're kind of like,
why?
What the fuck?
Why?
This is weird, But it's also very awkward, and it feels out of place, like something's wrong, kind of.
I was so uncomfortable.
Yeah, if you're a longtime wrestling fan, something's kind of up here, because Tony Schiavone never gets in the ring. Right as the show, generally, the runtime is, till on the West Coast, 7 p.m., 10 p.m. on the East Coast. You don't get in the ring and start interviewing somebody at 10 p.m., Like, that would have been way before.
Or signing the contract right away.
Yeah, or signing the contract right away. It just felt weird. And what we realized after the segment was over was you were supposed to feel weird. And so Schiavone offers up congratulations to Joe, and then he offers him a beer. And he gives everybody in the Opps a beer. And they take the beer, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, this is weird.
So weird.
And then Tony says, let's celebrate. And so the little meat man and fucking Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and the chicken come down to ringside, and they get in the ring. Now, I knew the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man was not going to be Hangman, right? That's too obvious.
Well, also, he was too short.
He was too short. Yeah, he just clearly wasn't Hangman. So I'm thinking he's one of the other guys,
I thought he was the
right?
chicken.
Yeah, I thought he was a chicken. The chicken looked tall enough to be Hangman.
It almost
right?
looked like he had boots on, too. Because I was looking at their shoes.
And so they beat the ass of all of these costumed people, just lay them to waste in no time at all. None of them were Hangman. This is one of the coolest fucking reveals I have ever seen. Ever at all for any reason. Okay? So Samoa Joe goes, well, looks like the champ has lost his creativity. And he turns his back, and Tony Schiavone is on the outside because, once people start getting their ass kicked, Schiavone's the first to get out of the ring. He always is. And so he's talking off camera. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? This makes even less sense. Was something supposed to happen that didn't happen and they're waiting to get it back online? Or is Hangman coming down with a drone or something? What the fuck is happening?
Did you see people that kept looking up?
Yeah.
Everyone in the crowd was looking up. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah. And I'm like, there's no fucking way this is going off the air like this. There's no way. And so Tony starts walking back up the steps. And it wasn't until, and the camera work is genius, okay? So the camera's on Joe, and Joe's just going off on what a coward Hangman is, what, loser Hangman is. And Tony's talking on the mic, and his mouth is moving exactly. They must have scripted those comments to be exactly whatever it was, because Hangman was mouthing the words just like he was Tony Schiavone. And you realize that Hangman Page is dressed up as Tony Schiavone, and he has snuck into this shot. The camera goes from blurry background to blurry foreground, and you see immediately that's fucking Hangman. He takes the mask off, and you realize that's Hangman dressed as Tony Schiavone. And he beats the ass of the Opps. Holy shit. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit.
That made up for my disappointment. I was like, okay, you know what? Tony Khan, I don't know why I did not trust you, because that was so good. That was perfect. I also credit to their makeup team and hair team for making Hangman look so convincingly like Tony Schiavone, because that was you kept questioning, like everyone was like, is that Hangman? Is it Tony? Is it Hangman? Is it Tony? Like,
the genius of the deception was that you had already seen Tony in the ring, right? So when Tony first walks up the ringside steps, you're like, why is Shivani coming back in the ring? Like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. Where's Hangman? And you realize that entire thing was on purpose. They fucked with us so hard for a solid 10 minutes where they're just playing with your expectations. This is the kind of shit that makes people wrestling fans, is when you can be toyed with and then the payoff is there.
It was so good. And like you could see too in the crowd, like everyone at home, everyone we were talking to, like, we're just like, what is happening? Like, something's not right here. Something had to have gone wrong. Like, they played us.
They played us so hard.
And
so hard.
Good job, bestie.
God, I mean, Jesus Christ. Tony Khan and the creative folks and Hanger and Joe. Joe did his part so well. Fucking congratulations, man. That was, that was like WWE is always kind of celebrated as the production company, right? I've never seen them pull something like this off. Not like this.
But it also seemed like the crowd wasn't in on it either. So
no, the crowd didn't know either.
Hangman to Tony even got the crowd. So I'm like, how did they do that? Like I would have loved to have been there to see how they did the switch, because it was so like.
The only way I could think that they would pull it off is if Tony got out of the ring and walked to the back through the curtain.
Yeah.
And then Hangman walked out of the curtain talking like he's Tony. Yeah. So that even to the crowd, it doesn't even seem, you're not looking that hard, because you're just like, well, there's Tony again. Like, what the hell's happening right now?
What the hell is happening?
But you're so distracted by how awkward this whole thing is that you don't question that this much taller man is not Tony Schiavone. And is your men's world champion fucking masquerading as Tony Schiavone.
With a fake belly. They gave him a fake belly.
Man.
Oh God. And
you guys know we love AEW, but this shit was done to perfection. It really, really was.
I was a sour grape when that match ended. And I ended going, I can't even have anything negative to say again, because it was so good.
We were talking about this before we started, and I've said this here many times, but Joshi and I had many moments during the Death Rider story where we were kind of questioning if there was a plan. It really seemed like things changed. And I think they did to a degree during the story. But once they pulled that off, and once I could be like, wow, all of that was worth it to get to this point with Hangman opening the briefcase and holding the belt up, I was like, I got to give Tony Khan the benefit of the doubt. He continues his incredible hot streak of just being right the fuck on about absolutely everything. And that's not all that happened on Dynamite, but it was a really, really big part of Dynamite. Books, any more to add to that?
No, it was just, I have no words, because it really, between the, making us feel awkward and that, making that the point, the way the Opps sold it, the way Joe sold it, looking like they're so confused, because they looked like something went wrong, was just great job. Fantastic.
Yes. I could just imagine Brian Alvarez at home pissing his pants and screaming at his TV you idiots don't know what you're doing.
Oh, I was picturing
and preparing to call his people in AEW to get some anonymous guy to tell him that they don't know what they're doing.
Oh, I was picturing a more loudmouth person who says he's from New York, and what his version would be like.
That's right. Mr. Pay to Play from New York. Yeah. So Last thought I got is I'm very excited for Joe and Hanger 2. I think these guys are going to deliver because it's going to be a very different kind of match than the first one, which was fantastic. But also, I just want to say, this is the title reign. This title reign that Hangman's having is so much better than the first one. And Hangman has improved so much as a character. And just as somebody you can get behind because he's smart. Like, he's become more like Swerve, and Swerve's become more like him. And I think that's what's really, like, he's a smart babyface.
Yeah.
Which, Jesus Christ, there's been like 2 in the history of mankind. Like, babyfaces are generally have to be stupid because they have to be duped and tricked and turned on or whatever. Like, Sting was an idiot in WCW. Like, he was a moron. He got turned on by Ric Flair like 17 times. And every time he's like, well, I guess I'll trust you this time. And then Flair turned on him again, you know. But I love the way that they pulled this off with Hangman. He is really the face of that company right now. And he is carrying the flag proudly and doing one hell of a job. But Books, somebody else who's done a hell of a job. Penelope Ford did a hell of a job fucking up her arm.
I'm not even acknowledging it, by the way. Like, I'm refusing to actually acknowledge what happened because I refuse to accept it.
She moonsaults off the top rope to the outside. The moonsault looked good. Landing looked good when I saw it. But then she's holding her arm. She's holding her arm for the rest of the match. Not good. And last week, I was like, but she finished the match. She took the pin even and took a really brutal looking finisher from Aminata and Jamie. And so I was thinking maybe she was just selling really, really well. Well, no. She has a torn UCL. I don't even know what a UCL is exactly, but I did consult the medical professionals at Google. And if you don't have to get surgery, a torn UCL can heal in a matter of weeks or months, which, of course, does not give her enough time to be a part of the tag team tournament. That has to go on. So we get a backstage reveal from Penelope. And Megan Bain goes, hey, I'll find a partner. You know, I'm going to beat you bitches, you know? I mean, more or less, that's what she said. By the way, Megan's gotten much better on the mic.
So much better. That's
all she needed.
Don't mind hearing her speak.
She sounds like someone with a personality now. And she doesn't just say bow down and that's the end, you know? So into the frame, coming back from his match with Kyle Fletcher is Jon Moxley and Marina Shafir.
Kyle Fletcher?
And Marina just...
Kyle O'Reilly?
God damn it, I've been doing that constantly lately. Old man brain. Good God.
Took me a second.
Kyle
I was
O'Reilly.
Like, wait, Kyle Fletcher had a match?
You know what's absolutely terrible about this is I actually said don't do that again. Because I did it in the last episode. Nobody called me on it, but I definitely did do it. I called Kyle O'Reilly Kyle Fletcher like 7 times. And I heard it back later and was like, God damn it. But everybody knew who I was talking about, I guess. I don't know.
It's easy. The Kyles are interchangeable, you know.
Kyles, you know. Also, I'm from the city that started Let's Go Kyle. During the Kyle versus Kyle, the first one, we created that legendary moment. So
you can make that mistake.
Now I've gotten them twinned somehow.
Well, they are. They look alike.
Moxley is walking with Shafir. And Shafir just comes up and kind of gets right in Megan's face. And I don't even think they really say anything, do they?
No.
But Shafir reaches out to shake her hand, is it?
I think so.
And Megasis shakes her hand.
I think so. I think it was like a handshake or...
Yeah. Yeah, it was a handshake, I believe. And they kind of shake hands. And then Moxley goes Moxley has the gobsmacked, holy shit, what am I seeing face? And he's like, these two? These two. Like, he's just like, this is going to be fucking crazy. It is going to be fucking crazy. That's a crazy fucking team.
I'm scared and turned on. Like, I don't know I don't know what's going to happen. This ruins every thought I had on who was going to win because of this.
Yeah. It's wrestle sex as a tag team. It's just like, if you want just to like look at a wrestling tag team and go like, holy shit, I can't believe what I'm seeing. Mm-hmm. That's what this is. It's just two really scary ladies who can whoop anybody's ass. Probably male or female in that company.
My question is now Megan in the Death Riders? Because she's also part of FTR, kind of.
Right. And I had heard them referred to as Mega Bad. I'd heard them something Vanity. I can't remember what it was. And then Top Gods was another one. So I'm not really sure where they're going with all this. Are they gonna try to recruit Megan for the Death Riders? What happens to Penelope if they do that? You know, it's all very interesting. And I'm curious to see where it goes. But I gotta say, Jon Moxley has done such a great and somewhat unheralded job of putting over the women's division, kind of every chance he gets. Yeah. You know, he has said, like, I've only ever feared two women in my life, my wife and Marina. And he's always looking for a chance to put the women over. And I he was great in this segment. It was actually nice to see John do something comedic, which he hasn't done for quite a long time.
It gave me Dean Ambrose vibes, and I didn't know. I was like, oh, because I play this game where Dean and Jon Moxley are not the same person. But I was like, okay. Little Dean came out there a little bit.
He reached into his bag and pulled out a little ambrosia, and he released it into the atmosphere. Yes.
I just want to give Penelope Ford some like shout outs because, you know, Ty J gets a lot of the credit for like there being a tag division, but also Penelope Ford and the Bunny are a huge part of it. And I hate that she's injured for this because if there were, I said in a post, there are three women I think who deserve the tag titles, and that's Ty Conti, Anna Jay, and Penelope Ford. And the Bunny if she was still a part of AEW, which, hey, still could happen because she's training. But
good. Yeah.
Without those four women, this tag division would not be happening right now. So I hate this for Penelope Ford. It is absolutely heartbreaking. And maybe she comes back and the Bunny gets re-signed by AEW and they can tag team.
Hey, could be. We can wish, we can hope. You know, I think that Penelope undoubtedly changes the calculus for women's blood and guts. And maybe that's why we didn't get as much story development on that front this week. Because they've known since last week that she's hurt. Yeah. You know, so and we will be talking all about the women's blood and guts a little later. But yeah, for now, Penelope's hurt. Marina Shafir is now Megan Bain's tag team partner, and Moxley is terrified.
Yes.
But that wasn't the only scary thing that happened on this show. Not even close. Because I just got to say this for legal reasons for Joshi G. The great and powerful, magnificent father of a wonderful, beautiful family, Don Callis, had the Don Callis segment. You are dry heaving. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay. I'm dry heaving. Ugh, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, if you need to throw up, just
I'll let you know.
Let me know.
I might.
Wouldn't even be the first time somebody's done that on the show. I mean, so usually, and it's, you know, what's interesting, we're always talking about Don when it happens.
It's Don, but
no, it couldn't be Don. He's the great, bestest, greatest founder of a family that there's ever been. Christian Cage is now family-less, so Don is inheriting his role as the greatest father, you know? But they had said they were going to have a Callis family summit. And I thought it was interesting because it was to address the tension, really, between Okada expert shitbag Kazuchika Okada and Konosuke Takeshita. That was the whole reason for the summit. But when the family comes out, missing in action, not joining the family, was Konosuke Takeshita. But Don does have some stuff in store for us. And the first is the reveal of the new Don Callis family portrait. Not featuring Andrade, by the way.
Well, legally can't.
Not featuring Brian Cage either.
They legally can't.
I thought it would have been funny if it was just blurred out or something, that
would have been fucking,
implying that it was Andrade.
But I'm petty, so.
No Brian Cage, because he's been out injured for a long time, so he's basically non-existent in Callis' world. But Kyle Fletcher front and center, even in front of Kazuchika Okada. Mm-hmm. And Don, most importantly, in the very front and center. Nobody is wearing anything but a toga, apparently, in these photos. They're all depicted as being very buff, which they are, but nobody quite as buff as Don, who is front and center, naked beneath a toga with La Familia tattooed over his belly.
I don't know how anyone trusts him. He turns on his family so easily. And then he has a tattoo now? Was this the same tattoo artist as his scar?
This is so insanely funny. Don always looks hyper buff, hyper masculine, and he's always got it's just the most bullshit depiction of Don Callis you could possibly find, which is not bullshit if you are listening to the show, Don. You are the buffest best. But, Kyle Fletcher or Rocky Romero gets on the mic. Rocky is saying, hey, here's the family, here is who we are. We are the best. We are the greatest. Then Fletcher takes the mic and basically proceeds to say the same thing until all of a sudden he's interrupted by his husband's music. And Konosuke Takeshita, noted husband of Kyle Fletcher, comes down to the ring, but he doesn't look like he's in the mood for pleasantries, Books.
No. He
honestly looks pretty pissed off.
Takeshita looks like me when Don Callis is on the screen.
Yeah, he does, actually. I saw that look in your eyes earlier as soon as I brought up this segment. I was like, she looks like Takeshita right now. But he looks like he wants to fight. Mm-hmm. He's very, very upset. And so he gets in the ring, and they immediately start holding him back because it's just bad news. Just bad news. And Okada's just sitting. He's no urgency whatsoever. And Takeshita is like, I'm going to beat that guy's ass. They hold him back, and Don goes, no. What's in the best interest of the family is what's in the best interest for me.
He's selfish.
You got to admire a guy who's so upfront about it, though. Yeah. You know what I mean? He has a selfish dick. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's a wrestling manager. They're all pretty fucking selfish. It's like a job description thing. But Don says to Takeshita, I started it with you. You were the first man in. And then he kind of fucked up the line, I think, that he was going to say, which I think he intended to say, but you could be the first man out. But he said, and if I say so, you'll be the last man out. And I don't think that's what he meant to say. But because it doesn't really make sense otherwise. It's like, okay. He was telling Takeshita, I can get rid of you if I need to. Mm-hmm. And tried to put him in his place a little bit. And then finally Okada stands up, looking like maybe he's going to be the bigger man in all of this. He also looks bored. He looks bored. He looks tired. Okada doing Okada things. He doesn't give a shit. And so Don goes, I want you guys to shake on this. And I want you to promise me that we're done fighting. And Takeshita, trying to be the bigger man, puts his beautiful hand out. And Okada puts his beautiful hand out, and it looks like they're going to shake. Then Okada starts lifting his hand, and his fingers start going down, and the expression on Don Callis' face is absolutely priceless. He's like, no, come on. And Okada very slowly makes the middle finger, flips him off, puts the middle finger right into Takeshita's face, and Takeshita's like, this is bullshit. Fuck this guy.
And they have to tag tomorrow.
If you want to look sexy as fuck, go to sickosclub.com/merch and get you some.
And they have a tag. So Callis announces they're going to team against somebody on Collision, which was later announced to be Max Caster and Anthony Bowens.
That's great.
Yeah, so it's like two teammates who hate each other on both sides, which I kind of like. Honestly,
it's going to lead to a lot of shenanigans, but I think I know how it's going to end. So
interesting. Well, why don't you share? Why don't you share a little bit?
Obviously, we're turning Takeshita babyface, and I don't know how they can't after that little documentary that came out that kept calling him a big baby. Because like
the big baby, yeah,
he's just like, it's time to make him a babyface.
You know what I loved about that documentary is like Yuka's saying that with him sitting right next to her, and he doesn't even like look embarrassed or anything. He's like, yeah, I'm a big baby.
I'm a big baby. Yeah. It's time to make him face. Is that Okada is going to accidentally hit him again, but this time it's going to be middle finger and bitch, and then they're just going to brawl and it's going to end in a DQ because they're going to go out.
Okay,
because I think they're a natural match for Full Gear.
So my question is, and I'm not trying to be a naysayer here because this was a great segment, okay? I just wanted that turn so bad because they've done something here that I think is going to destroy us all when it finally happens, which is they've shown that Kyle Fletcher is still partial to Takeshita. But he didn't look quite as partial to Takeshita during this segment.
No, Fletcher's going to turn.
He's going to fucking turn on Takeshita.
Yeah.
With the rest of them.
Mm-hmm. We all know Fletcher has it in him.
And it is going to break my heart.
He's done it to Ospreay.
Yeah, he did it to Ospreay.
He did it to his first husband.
I was in the building when he did it to Ospreay.
Did it to his first husband. He's doing it to his second husband.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we're going to break up a marriage.
Again.
We're seeing that, teased. My question is, this segment was so tense. And really, everybody played their part so well in it. Was this the moment to do the turn and they missed it? There's no way to tell until it happens, right? Like, did they miss it or not? I'm just, this is more of an intellectual exercise. I'm not saying they did, okay? But I thought, God damn, that's the spot to do it. But they did not do it. So
I think it's going to be more fun in a match.
Yeah. Well, and there's no way these guys are going to coexist much longer. There's just no fucking way. And I don't think there's any way in hell they're losing to the Acclaimed or to Caster and Bowens, the Ashamed, as I've taken to calling them. But you're not going to let the IWGP champion take a pin. No. You're not letting your unified champion take a pin. Okada's been pinned by like very few people.
Well, that's why I think a DQ. You let them go at each other and start building that feud for Full Gear. Because Full Gear is what, a month away? Little less 3 weeks?
Full Gear is a month away.
Let that.
My thing is, how much do they need Takeshita in Japan for the rest of the year?
That's true.
You know what I mean? Are they going to slow burn this?
I hope not.
I think when they turn on Takeshita, he'll be off TV for a while.
I hope not.
And that'll be when he's in Japan.
I don't want it to be a slow burn.
They're going to put him on the shelf. You know what I mean?
I can also see that because we obviously still have the Kenny Omega of it all.
Well, and Takeshita has to have a motivation to come back and like destroy the Callis family, So I think Takeshita has to be written off for a while, but I'm not sure when it's going to happen. I just don't know.
Well, that also leads my theory that Kenny Omega will be the one to be the next unified champion because I have not backed down on this. I don't think
you have not.
No, they were both on that belt. It is meant to be both of them are the first champions. I don't care.
I don't agree with you, but I think Takeshi's taking that belt off Okada, but we'll see. We'll see because he is the IWGP heavyweight champion, world heavyweight champion at the same time, men's world heavyweight champion. So we will see. We will see. But Books, I'm going to hit the music when we come back. We're diving into perhaps the biggest story from this entire show, aside from Hangman's brilliant chicanery. When we come back, we're talking about the women's tag team tournament, women's blood and guts, men's blood and guts, and do we need both? We're going to talk about it when we come back. Okay, Books, we're going to talk about some stuff that I know we don't agree about, and that's going to be good, okay? We're going to have a respectful disagreement about where to go with this. We're talking about, I already know we don't agree because we talked about it before we got on the show. Now, full disclosure, you are personally attending the Dynamite November 12th? Yes. Is that right?
Yes.
Blood and Guts.
Oh, I bought my tickets as soon as it was announced.
Yeah. Is that taking place in Virginia or North Carolina? Okay. Which is where you reside.
Mm-hmm.
So they had announced some weeks back that there would be a women's blood and guts. And they had announced some weeks back that there would be a women's tag team tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about it on the blood and guts front. They really haven't said much more than that. We know that Jamie Hayter will be involved, and we know that Aminata will be involved.
And Tekla.
And the Sisters of Sin, right? Like, they've made it pretty clear that the three would definitely be involved. I think the plan had been for it to be plus Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. That would be my guess. And I'm sure Penelope getting injured threw some things for a loop. On the babyface side, I would assume Ty J would probably be involved. And I don't know who else right off the top of my head. It could be a lot of different people. It could be Willow. It could be a lot of different people. But this week, and I was very excited for both, right? And I saw some chatter on Blue Sky. Some people said that they didn't like that Tony's doing the tag team tournament at the same time as the women's blood and guts. And I have to disagree with that. Because I think the women's blood and guts, they're getting to it through the tag team tournament.
I agree with you.
Because Aminata and Jamie Hayter faced the Sisters of Sin this last Wednesday. I think the Sisters of Sin have more potential as a tag team than Hayter and Aminata, let's be honest. They're singles wrestlers, primarily.
Yeah.
And, you know, Aminata got pinned because Tekla came out and attacked Jamie Hayter. They have heat. They have a long history. Tekla's longest running rival is Jamie Hayter. Literally from night one. Or
is it? Well, she also still has her ongoing feud with Stardom.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. No, I mean, absolutely anything going on in Stardom. And everyone in Stardom hates Tekla.
Everyone in Stardom.
Yeah. And Tekla hates them, to be fair. She was actually a part of a group called Hate. So, hate, baby. Tekla embraces the hate. So Tekla came out, cost them the match. They lose. Sisters of Sin are advancing. Jamie Hayter and Aminata are out. That's, to me feels right. And I think that will play into the blood and guts thing. I think that's a way that they're going to use that to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So it all feels like kind of a part of the setup. Then on the men's side, you've had this 2-week thing now where Kyle O'Reilly, that is the correct Kyle, is wrestling Jon Moxley, who clearly O'Reilly's in this guy's head. He cannot put Kyle O'Reilly away. This is a guy who was losing all the time just a month ago that Jon Moxley probably would have put down easily, relatively. They would have had a competitive match. Jon Moxley wins. Death Rider, it's over. They go to the back. Mox cannot put this guy away. Last week, he was afraid he was going to tap out, and he punched the referee in the face. This week, they go to a very rare for AEW double count out, but it seemed to make sense.
Yes.
Death Riders get involved. They're beating on Kyle O'Reilly. And the conglomeration runs down to the ring. And while they're standing there, I'm like, oh, shit. they're going to do the thing. Like, I just know it.
I did too, but my reaction was the opposite.
Yes. So for me, I don't see, like, it's not like there's no story with the Death Riders and the conglomeration. Like, they have been involved with each other.
I mean, this is going back till the end of last year.
Yeah.
World's
you
End
could say
last year.
Certainly the story with Orange Cassidy goes all the way back. Will Darby somehow be involved in this? I don't know.
Yes.
But I would think so. But they announced that they're challenging the Death Riders to a blood and guts match.
Well, Orange Cassidy did it in the most Orange Cassidy way.
Yes. Blood and guts or whatever.
Blood and guts.
Yeah, exactly. And so, Mark Briscoe's going to be involved. Kyle O'Reilly's going to be involved. Roderick Strong will probably be in the match. Who did I miss? Orange Cassidy will be in the match. And then Darby might be the fifth.
I think so.
So there's going to be 2 blood and guts matches on the same show. The show you're attending. Okay. And my question is, and I asked this on Blue Sky and nobody agreed with me. They all agreed with you. So actually, that's not true. A few people agree with me and I'll read their responses as well. But Books, why don't you... So my take was this makes the women's blood and guts feel a little less special to me and takes some of the focus off that match. And I'm not sure why Tony feels the need to do both in one night. Because as WWE has strived for equality, right? In fairness to them, there's 2 Royal Rumbles at every Royal Rumble now. There's 2 Money in the Bank matches. And my thing is, like, go where the story makes sense, do one or the other. And then the next event, do the other. The next event, okay, well, we didn't do men's Money in the Bank, so we'll do men's Hell in the Cell. Alternate a little more. But if you do 2 on every show, in fairness to Tony, they haven't done 2 on every show, but they are on this show. So I have 2 questions for you, Books. Do you agree with me? We know you don't. And 2, where would you put the women's match to give it the most focus?
I think they're going to be the main event. They are the bigger story. I think it makes sense. You're already going to be set up for this match.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 rings, 2 cells coming, 2 steel cages coming down, right? It makes sense. From an live audience perspective, it is going to be nuts. Because you're going to go one to right to the other. You might have a little blood match in between, but it's very much going to be men's or women's and then men's or women. I think what's great about this kind of story, like the conglomeration versus the Death Riders, is it doesn't have that blood feud kind of feel like the women do.
Right.
So it's already just like, we're doing it because we need to get over our grudges and get rid of the Death Riders. But then the women just, I'm still super excited. I don't think it takes away from the women. And this is the person who started a whole thing about more women's wrestling, who goes on her soapbox on a daily basis about this. I don't think it takes away, because for me, I just want equality. And I think putting them together will, one, highlight how amazing this women's team is. Because every single one of those wrestlers and the men's wrestlers are team, push the women.
Right, of course.
So I really can see them being all right, we're not going to go as hard. We're not going to do as this. We're going to let the women shine. But also there's a ton of injuries. So I'm also kind of makes sense just to put this all together and let our wrestlers have a break before Full Gear.
Well, and the thing is about it, right, is to me, this is more of just an intellectual exercise. I don't have I fucking hate this. Like it's not that strong of a feeling because, like I said, I'm going to give Tony the benefit of the doubt that he can figure this out, right? Blood and Guts, otherwise known as War Games and elsewhere, when it was originally conceived, is such a specific kind of match that I wonder if 2 back-to-back in the same night might be a little overkill. Like maybe you're going to lose some of the crowd. So I think you might actually want to start with women because I think the crowd will be more tuned into the match, whichever one goes first.
Yeah. See, I'm looking at it from the audience, like knowing I'm going to be there live. I'm
Right,
just even more over the moon. I'm like, I'm saving my voice. I'm going to try not to scream for the next 2 weeks because I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have no voice. Like, because I'm just beyond excited. And I feel like everyone I've spoken to that's going to be there is like, yeah, give us both. Like we're all pumped because it's like blood.
You're going to get a lot of that.
Yeah. So I don't know if from maybe live on watching on TV will feel a little different than being in person.
I would think so.
I don't care which one goes first, which one goes last. I'm just like I've been on a high since I got that message from Random House, and it slowly kept going up. And I'm like, no one's gonna rain on my parade.
Yeah. Well, and I want to be clear. I'm not trying to throw cold water on anybody's good time. No,
because everyone's allowed their own opinion. Everyone's allowed their own opinion.
Yeah, I just think my question is it too much of a good thing? We'll see. I don't know that it will be, but they're going to have their work cut out for them to make each of these matches feel very distinct from the other and not have one overshadow the other. And that's the challenge. If anybody's up to it, it's AEW. So we'll see if they can do it.
I look back at when we had the gauntlet this year.
Yeah.
How having them both on the same night was not a disservice to either one of them because they were both so different. And that is something Tony is very good at, is putting on a very similar match that night and making it wildly different.
Right. Well, and that was pointed out also in the comments that I got. So my post on Blue Sky, and this is why if you're on Blue Sky, follow me on Blue Sky, iBladeDaily.bluesky.social. I hate their handles. But I like this website generally. I like the network there. Relatively cool people. If you just block the shitbags, they're pretty easy to sort out.
Yeah, those block lists are helpful.
Yeah, this lady named Christy said, since I'm going, I love it. I think it's already set up for the match, so do both. It's going to be insane live, and I think I would be upset if I only got to see one. That was actually you.
Yeah, I was going to say, who said that? Who's this Christy lady?
Another person, the Danza, said, I may be biased because I already bought tickets when they went up for sale, but I'm down with both. It's going to be great live. I just hope we get a version of the Royal Rampage Battle Royal, which was, I think they did that on a Blood and Guts night because they had the 2 rings. Maybe they do Blood and Guts. The other thing they could do is this a combined taping where they're doing Collision and Dynamite?
I don't think so.
Okay. Because there's no way they could do the Royal Rampage as well.
Not looked at my ticket.
Yeah, if they're just taping Dynamite, I would say a Royal Rampage is probably hard to squeeze in there, but...
Hold on, let me pull up Ticketmaster.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Well, like I said, when I went to the first Grand Slam, I had no idea it was a 6-hour taping.
Right. Well, and they'll also have... Yeah, and they'll have some Ring of Honor stuff taping, as well. So maybe they do a Ring of Honor Royal Rampage, Steve-O said, I'm fine with it. Think the men's one will open the show and the women's one will main event because first time and all that. Don't think the addition of the men's Blood and Guts will affect the women's one in the same way that having 2 casino gauntlets didn't affect each other at all in Texas. Plus, Blood and Guts should stay as a yearly Dynamite, then have one Blood and Guts, and then do another one for the main event 6 months later. Otherwise, it'll be, Blood and Guts again already.
Yeah.
I disagree, but that's fine.
Well, I look at it too as how some of the haters will take it. Oh, they're doing blood and guts again.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, if they care about that, like, but you brought up a great point, is it's costly to do this show because there's a lot of seats they have to pull out to get 2 rings in there and get the cage, so.
Now, I will say the ringside was much smaller.
Yeah. Yeah. So it will definitely be, it costs them some money to do this.
Not that they're going out of business because of this.
They are not going out of business because of this, not even in the slightest. Paz says men's match feels forced. There shouldn't have been one this year. I agree with Paz, but Paz, thank you. Still a big kid. Listener of the show, comments a lot on YouTube. Better to separate them unless the second one actually kills a guy. Then he puts Yuta in paragraph. Brilliantly done, sir. Then the audience will be all gutsed out. So Paz and Still a Big Kid agree with me and nobody else. And that's fine. You know what? That's fine. But thank you all for doing the little thought experiment with me. Great to get your opinions. Please do follow me on Blue Sky. Please do follow me on Threads, because I want to put more questions out to the listeners. Sit down, shut up, because I love being able to swap ideas back and forth. You guys often give me things to think about that I never had before. And a lot of you here did as well, especially from the live perspective. Of course, you'd be excited for this. Of course, you'd be really, really, I mean, these are going to be 2 incredibly intense matches. So while I do think the women, I do want them to get the focus, I think I got to have faith that AEW will know that, being a first time thing. I think it would be better to be first, honestly, than it would be to be second, but somebody will complain no matter what you do. So don't worry too much about it. Okay. So we got one more quick list of things to go over, and then we're going to hit the music and we're going to come back with something completely different. So Books, a little quick hit.
Yes.
Some quick hits to cover from Dynamite. Mercedes and Chris Statlander are killing it with each other.
Love them together.
My God. Like, until this last show, until Wrestle Dream, they had only ever just had a couple matches together, and they really weren't feuding much. It was just, hey, we're going to have a match and we're both really good. And then they proceeded to have what I would consider Statlander's best matches and some of Mercedes' best matches ever.
Yeah.
And that's a huge compliment to both of them, because both of them have had great matches with a wide variety of people. And so I'm very curious to see where this goes from here. Stat mic work has come so far. She has been murdering it on the mic since she won the belt.
So good. Yeah. She's really come into her own. I just want to know what side team Bailey is on, considering she loves Stat.
Yeah.
But
well, she posted a picture of Stat holding her like a child. Like she was going to cross.
Bailey stands.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think we will have that day where Bailey is all elite. I think that day's coming.
Middle of 2026. She had a year and a half left on her contract after WrestleMania. So
fantastic.
I'm not counting down.
It sure doesn't sound like it.
No.
I haven't heard her name in months. Like, I don't even hear her name. Like, is she even on the shows?
I think so, but I think they kind of know she's out, so they're not pushing her. I think it's pretty well established that.
Yeah.
I think if they knew she was going to stay, she would be getting a bigger push.
Yeah, well, and I think like Tony would do the same thing at this point. I think when it becomes clear somebody's going to leave, they find a good exit strategy for him. And if if I was Levesque, and thank God I'm not, because he's a fucking piece of shit, fuck him. I would do the same thing. Yeah, you use them, put over your talent. Yeah.
Looking back at Mariah, we knew. They knew, despite whatever she wants to go and say. They knew, because I sentenced you to a lifetime of mediocrity, and then she doesn't show up on screen again.
Right. Well, and really is a perfect send-off, for somebody who's leaving. And to her credit, she did her part beautifully. She was a great champion. worked her ass off in that feud. And now she's just doing whatever the fuck she's doing now. I think she's the NXT Women's Champion, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. She's one of them. North American, I have no idea.
I have no fucking idea.
All I know, she posted a picture of crying, and I was like, girl, you were world champion. Like, I don't want to hear it.
And acting like, I really didn't think there was even an opportunity for me in WWE. It's like, lady, give me a break. So, we have Stat and Mercedes just killing it. They got into a really cool brawl. Something that Mercedes has been able to show more of in AEW, I think, is her toughness.
Yes.
Like, she'll just brawl with a bitch. She's not like some kind of small, dainty woman who can't go toe-to-toe with people. Like, she just went toe-to-toe with Stat.
Yeah.
Who's way bigger than her, Yeah.
It's been one of my biggest surprises. Like, one of my biggest surprises was that I didn't think Mercedes had these, I don't want to say hardcore because I don't think she's done a true hardcore match yet. I didn't think she could go this way because when she first started, she was still very much in the WWE style, and she's very much come out of her shell in the last year. And I was like, she's really shown that those shackles are off and she can go with the best of them. I can't wait to see her bleeding in a ring because I think that's next.
Yeah. I can see it happening.
It might be Stat.
It could be Stat. I think Stat's going to win. And I think that Mercedes, her characters needs to evolve. She's aware of that. And she's going to want it to evolve because I think she still may be the one to beat Stat for the title at some point. But they have a brawl. It's feeling much more personal. I'm loving it. And then having Harley and Willow make the save, very interesting, right? So I love where this is going. I just want to see it keep going. And yes, Athena getting involved, who I think may be manipulating Mercedes, honestly.
I don't think that's pretty clear. Past round one. Like, so.
No. I think Stat is going to cost them the match, and then they're going to turn on each other. I think they're going to turn on each other in ring. I just think everyone's turning on each other in ring. I'm like, I just want to see everyone turn on each other. It's set up that way, and it really wouldn't surprise me. I think Athena would be a great TBS champion if they wanted to offload that belt onto somebody, make it Athena. I just want to see Athena drop the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship.
Yeah. Well, my theory is that with Mercedes losing the Women's World again, it's going to send her on a downward spiral.
Yeah.
She's going to start losing championships.
Yep.
And because she already has a ton of dates lined up for after Full Gear. So even though she never defends.
People are so fucking stupid.
I think we're going to see a little bit of the start of the downfall.
Yeah.
With her losing to Stat.
Absolutely. I think it will be, because they're kind of doing, and Kay Michelle and I talked about this last week, is the crash out that's kind of happening with these main eventers, right? It's been the Bucks. Moxley's crashing out all of a sudden. Mercedes looks like she's right on the precipice of a crash out, and Toni Storm, who, by the way, wasn't on the show once this week. Can't imagine how she's going to come back and what kind of weird shit she's going to pull. But
I can't wait for them to also lose the tag belts and watch her crash out more. Because
oh my God.
A desperate Hollywood starlet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I have infinite faith in Toni Storm to make everything work, and not only work, but like you're dancing right now. You're literally dancing.
I'm so excited to watch these crash outs.
Yeah. We are just getting like a bunch of crash outs right now, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So another quick thing, Don Callis appears to be trying to seduce the Young Bucks back in to the homeland, as he would think of it. He even referenced, hey, months ago, you guys told me there was no way you'd ever join the family, but that was before all these people like ganged up on you and embarrassed you and humiliated you. And the Bucks were kind of like nodding in agreement a little bit. You're wagging your finger. What's the finger wag about?
Don Callis is only interested in them because Kenny is trying to work things out with them.
Mhm.
This is not about the Young Bucks. This is about trying to destroy Batman.
We didn't even
And I'm
mention
not
that
here-
this week.
I'm not for it.
You've been walking around calling yourself Catwoman this entire week
Yes.
because
Yes, I
in
have.
Batman, in an issue of Batman, he did the fucking one-winged angel
And a V-trigger.
and a V-trigger. Like Kenny Omega made it into Batman. Then he tweets, I am Batman. Now you're calling yourself Catwoman.
Well, excuse me, Don Callis is calling him Ratman.
That's true. He is calling it. Don's been on one on X. The only time that it's acceptable for people to share screenshots from X anywhere else is when it's a Don Callis tweet, because his
And
tweets
somehow
are
I find them all.
hilarious.
And
Yeah.
I'm not even on X.
Yeah, I'm not on X. I don't, for obvious reasons, I think.
Yeah, this is not Don being sincere. He doesn't give a shit about the Bucks.
Don isn't sincere, ever.
He's going to turn on them, and Okada is going to be there, and he's going to flip them off and say, "Ha ha, bitch."
Oh, I hadn't even thought about the Okada part of it yet.
Yeah, the Okada of it.
Yeah. Okay, but they got to keep Hanger. Well, no, because Hanger's already kind of sealed the wound with Kenny.
Yeah, they're bad. They tag teamed again together.
Yeah,
They're
anything could
fixed.
happen here. We might be witnessing a wholesale reuniting of the Elite soon.
Carry on, my wayward elite. There will be peace when you reunite.
That doesn't rhyme at all.
No, I'm just making up lyrics to the song off the top of my head.
Maybe Takeshita fits in somehow to that whole thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Takeshita in the Elite.
Mm-hmm. Which
That would
was
be
where they were going originally.
Yeah, that would be insane.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was so charismatic as a babyface before he turned.
Oh, loves.
And then he's been such a great heel. But those guys could talk for him, and kind of help him along as a character. But he becomes him and Hangman are the main guys in the Elite. I could see that.
Because unfortunately, all three of those stupid members of the Elite have all alluded to their age. So fuck all of it. Even you, Kenny. Fuck you.
Wow.
Fuck you for continuing to break my heart.
Wow. You heard it here. A member of the
I'm
harem
kidding.
just said, fuck you, Kenny. Wow.
I just don't like when they start talking about their age and retirement. Shut up.
Yeah,
Let me
shut
live
the
in my
fuck up, you
delusional
guys.
world where you're wrestling forever.
The Bucks are in their fucking prime right now.
Yes. And you're talking about retiring as
Their matches are as good as they've ever been, or maybe better.
and you have the crowd naturally likes the Bucks again. When was
Yep.
the last time we saw the crowd actually like just the Bucks?
So we never even said what happened. Is Dawn says, I have an entrance for you guys
Oh, so
that
good.
is worthy of you. And then Dawn gets a cue from production and starts saying, ladies, and then he stops because there's clearly some kind of miscommunication with production. And then he goes into his introduction of the Bucks, and it's this big over-the-top introduction. There's all these fireworks. It's like a crazy amount of pyro. And to where the Bucks look scared and kind of thrown off guard by the whole thing. But I think this eventually is going to get the Bucks back with Kenny. But honestly, now seeing how they're pulling it off, I wasn't really thrilled about that possibility. But seeing this now, I'm like, this is kind of cool, honestly.
They've done a good build to the reunite while still making them such shits and such creative shits.
Yeah.
How do you keep this gimmick of you being the broke Bucks going?
Yeah.
Since when did they lose the EVB
July.
titles? July. It is October. It's been almost 6 months of them continuously keeping
It's been
this
3.
up. It's almost 6.
We're halfway there, whatever.
We're halfway there. Okay, for 3 months, they've kept this interesting. And in this time, have made the crowd genuinely like them.
They're so fucking funny. Seeing Nick Jackson just be a gambling addict and just be out of his fucking mind, just banging on Tony's door. We need a money match. It's so good. It's so good.
Did you see that episode of Being the Elite where Brandon Cutler's wearing a pearl necklace?
Yeah.
And Nick Jackson goes, I'll give you a pearl necklace for shoes. Oh, I never thought the day I would find Nick Jackson more funny than Matt Jackson, but here we are.
They're really even at this point. Like, Nick's character work has come so far since since their first heel turn.
Mm-hmm.
Nick has just lost his fucking mind and doesn't give a shit.
He lost the dad bod. And along with that was like, I don't care. I'm going to have fun.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I look hot as hell. That's what he's thinking. And then, note to self, never put the Bucks or Mercedes or Stat in the quick hit section because we cannot be quick about these guys.
No.
Last quick hit, FTR beat the Bucks, beat Jurassic Express, and beat Jet Speed in a 4-team match. Very good match, as you'd expect with all of these people in it. And they kind of turned on the Bucks again. Surprise, surprise. It was just a really great match. And so it's going to be FTR versus Brodito at Full Gear. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that means Adam Copeland's almost done being Aries, which means Cope and Cage are almost back, which means Cope and Cage are going to kick the shit out of FTR to become AEW Men's Tag Team.
So you think FTR is going to take it from Brodito?
Oh, yeah. FTR is going to win, yeah.
Okay. It's so interesting because when this reign started, I was like so surprised. I was just very surprised that they were going to run with Brodito. It really felt like a thrown together tag team, right?
It did.
And now I'm like really sad at the idea of them losing.
I don't want them to, but I'm also like, how do you have a tag division and not have given it to Christian Cage and Adam Copeland yet?
Right. Well, when the Hardys were in AEW, they were going to win the tag titles at one point, and then all the shit hit the fan with Jeff.
Everything
and
happened.
They couldn't. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think better to probably put them on it now.
Yeah.
AEW has a weird habit of giving us tag teams we like and making them very much transitional championships.
Yep.
But I think this skyrocketed both Bandito and Brody King to a whole new next level.
Yep.
So I'm not too concerned, but yeah, I think FTR is going to win.
Yeah.
And
when they took the titles, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So we may have Adam Copeland at Full Gear.
Right. Well, and now he's got this whole degree of personal shit that's so much further beyond what it was before. So he's coming for blood. Big time blood.
They attack Beth.
Yeah. And I wonder if she's signed to AEW because
I think so. I just think they were.
I think she is because I noticed they kept saying she doesn't even work here and all this stuff. I was like, it seemed a little heavy-handed almost, Yeah. So we'll see where that goes.
Oh, it's a shame that Blood and Guts is not after Full Gear because can you imagine if she was in Full Gear to go after Megan for working with them?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah. I think we're going to get some pretty cool matches with her because she looked great. She looked like she's ready to wrestle. So,
yeah.
I'm sure she keeps herself in great shape anyway, but she retired very young. So she's got some miles left in her, I think.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to hit the music when we come back. In the spirit of Halloween, we're going to be talking about some of our best gimmicks right now and some of the best gimmicks ever. We'll be right back. All right, Books. It's been a fantastic episode. Fantastic conversation, I might add.
I'm just happy I didn't sway you so off topic this week.
No, we didn't go off topic at all. We just went on topic for, a long period of time. And
yeah, go me.
Joshi and I would always be like, this one's going to be real fast. This will just be an hour. And then it's like 2 hours long and I'm trying to cut a half hour out of it or whatever, So we're doing great. We're doing great. Books, Halloween, wrestling is like Halloween every week, right?
Yes.
Because everybody's always dressed up. Everybody's always,
in character.
a character, right? So I guess my question is, if you could be a wrestler for Halloween, which ones would you gravitate towards? If you were like a kid right now, which ones would you gravitate towards?
Probably Harley Cameron with the cat mask.
Oh, totally. Totally.
Timeless Tony Storm is an easy one.
Easy. Oh, yeah.
Probably those two. Those are my first two that come to mind as a girl.
Sure, of course.
Because I'm trying to think of what like female wrestler has like a super
Super visual gimmick.
Well, yeah.
I would say for me, if I was a kid, Bandito would be an easy one.
Oh, yeah.
Because that dude's just made to be imitated, by kids. I would say Will Ospreay is actually pretty good, even though his gimmick is like, I'm just really fucking good, like.
Well, same with Kenny Omega. Because you can just
that's their gimmick, is they're just really fucking great.
Well, Kenny, you can just put on one angel wing, too.
Right. Don't even need a wig or anything. Everybody knows. They're like, oh, that's Kenny. He's the good Batman guy. Orange Cassidy, definitely.
Yeah.
Darby, easy.
Mm-hmm. Thunder
Rosa, for sure. If she got a bunch of TV time, she would be a massive hit with kids. Young women, like Thunder Rosa's like ideal. Like even if she never gets the belt again, even if none of that stuff happens again, you could still make a huge deal out of Thunder Rosa.
Yeah.
And I think that I honestly, I hope she's almost ready to come back, she said. So I hope when she does, they really do spend some time like really building her up.
Oh, maybe that's why Britt's not back yet. Jamie Hayter's another good one.
Jamie Hayter, there you go. Yeah. I walk around just kissing my arm.
Well, I was also thinking with the whole 70s theme, because like,
oh, totally.
It'd be so easy to kind of mimic that. Like,
yeah. So that begs the question, like, what do you think the best gimmicks of this time are? Or maybe all time are? Like I know, for instance, like for me, Timeless Tony Storm might be the greatest gimmick of all time.
100%. There's no question on that. Like that is going to go that her whole storyline and gimmick is going to be like talked about in wrestling schools on character work.
Yeah.
And like embracing your gimmick and
and nobody else could have done it.
No.
The way she's done it. Like
no.
I've talked to so many people about Toni Storm, and everybody says the exact same thing. We all felt the same way. How long can this last?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see this get repetitive and like too catchphrasey. Like a WWE gimmick kind of,
Yeah.
And she has avoided all of that. And now I have absolute faith in her to do anything. Like anything.
I like to the point where I'm like actually celebrating to see this like crazy starlet that she's going to go down, because it's like,
oh God, yeah.
She is top notch. I don't think there's a better wrestler out there that can do character work right now.
No, there isn't. Period. I mean, her and Hangman are basically like right there with each other, Like I think Hangman is like, I guess we're talking about gimmicks. Like Hangman is like the most three-dimensional character I've ever seen in the history of wrestling, period.
Mm-hmm.
There's like even that little documentary they made about him recently where it was
I
like,
haven't watched it yet.
Oh my God, you got to watch that. It's like in kayfabe still to a certain degree, but it's heartwarming. It's heartbreaking. It's 25 minutes long. I mean, it's so good. Oh my God.
I can't wait. I've kind of been waiting till the weekend to watch it just because of like work and stuff. So I'm very excited.
You'll be excited to see that one. So so we got Timeless Toni Storm and Hangman Page are two of the best. Swerve is another one that I would
For me,
rank
Kenny.
extremely high.
For me, Kenny, just because the Final Fantasy aspect made me a fan, but also made me want to learn about Final Fantasy.
Interesting. Okay. So had you played Final Fantasy before? Okay.
Nope.
You were just interested in the gimmick.
Yes. I wanted to know who Sephiroth was.
Okay. You're like, this gorgeous man is really into Sephiroth, and he's like,
who's Sephiroth? Like,
yeah, who's Sephiroth? I might as well figure this out too.
Who's this one-wing angel like that everyone's talking about?
Final Fantasy should be paying him royalties if they're not. Jesus Christ.
But it's also set me down this weird rabbit hole where I'm like, if I was a wrestler, my gimmick would I'm obsessed with Terra from Final Fantasy VI.
Okay.
Like, I think her whole look is made to be a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that would be my gimmick. So, like, thanks, Kenny. I would totally steal the Final Fantasy gimmick if I was a wrestler.
Yeah. I would say, to go back in time a little bit, one of the best gimmicks ever when it first debuted for like the first year and a half, maybe 2 years, was Kurt Angle. Like, because he was an asshole, and he was like a pretentious dick, but he didn't even realize it. He wasn't even trying to be. He's just an asshole because he's an elitist asshole. And he played it so well, and he played all the stuff for laughs so well, that it's just so rare, because like he was so good right away. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I would say an honorable mention also has to go to like Jericho as Le Champion. Was fantastic when AEW started. Like he was so good.
See, and I would go with like people I knew about that when I wasn't watching wrestling. So Sting felt iconic. Like I knew who 100%. Sting was, and I didn't even like wrestling. John Cena, like I knew John Cena before he was an actor because he was such a big name in wrestling.
Right.
And The Rock.
Oh, for sure. And Austin. You know, I mean, like...
Austin 316 was everywhere when I was a kid.
Yeah. I was in high school when the NWO and the Attitude Era were going on, and it was the only time that I've ever seen high school kids just openly, like an entire group of them wearing NWO shirts together, or wearing Austin 316, you know, or whatever. And that carried on for like 3 years. And that's really, really crazy. Like they got so far beyond the barriers of wrestling fans, you know?
That's why I bring it up, because I was not a wrestling fan. I thought wrestling was stupid at that point. Like it was not at all something I was into. So the fact that I knew who these people were, like, it pains me to say this because I really don't like giving them credit. Like,
I don't either.
Credit to them, because like they did for a while reach that culture.
Conversely, there was great wrestlers whose gimmicks I hated.
Oh yeah.
Eddie Guerrero, actually, the lie, cheat, steal, Latino, like that's such a racist gimmick.
Yeah.
It really sucked. And he could have done that exact same gimmick, just drop the lie, cheat, and steal part, like the catchphrase, because he's a man of Mexican descent. Like you're clearly trading on a stereotype, and Eddie just ran with it because he was becoming a huge star, you know? But man, I hated that gimmick. I just hated the song. I hated all of it.
One I hated, because I've been watching, I'm trying to learn, and I've been doing on YouTube the Monday Night War episodes. Like it plays a Nitro and then a Raw. Mm-hmm. If I hear or see Kane one more time, I'm going to hurt myself. Okay, not really. But like, I hate that whole, like, I hate the bells. I hated everything. I never want to hear him or the Undertaker stuff again. I don't care. Like,
you know what's crazy? Until about like 10 years ago, I thought the Undertaker and Kane were one of the best stories in wrestling ever. Modern WWE like made me so disinterested that I just really went and found wrestling from all over, you know, in Japan, old wrestling, all that stuff. I already knew a lot about old wrestling, but like I hadn't seen as much of it as I have now, certainly. And I was like, dude, there's like a million stories way better than this. Like a million. Oh, yeah. There's so many. And it's funny because AEW has literally changed the way that I watch wrestling and what I expect wrestling to be. And one of the crazy things about the hard way is going back and watching these old pay-per-views that I loved at the time, some of them. I'm like, this isn't even the same thing as AEW. Like, what this is trying to accomplish is totally different. This is like trash TV that's just like, let's give the morons something to like freak out about. And sometimes that's fine. You know, sometimes that's all you need, right? But AEW is like the density of the characters and the stories and how like connected I feel to them is so much different.
Because they've made you like care about them. Like, you know a lot about them. They're not just like now they're doing all these backstage, like back YouTube videos, like backstories on them too. And I'm thankful for WWE. No, I'm thankful for AEW because AEW is what turned me into a real fan. So
absolutely. And we could go on and on books, but we got to get the hell out of here. So
now I got to go make my pizza.
Yeah, exactly.
And go back to reading my book.
You're making spooky pizzas and read the AEW book, goddammit. And if you're hearing this, go pre-order the AEW book from whoever, you know, there's one evil place you can order it from, or probably many other places that you could order it from. But go pre-order that book. I'm going to do it.
Yes.
Because I'm AEW for life, and I really, really want to see that book. You got me really excited to show me those pages of it.
I will say on page 151, there's a great picture of Wheeler Yuta looking normal. And I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, a normal looking Wheeler Yuta? When was the last time that happened? So,
yeah, that's weird.
I know the page number by now for that because I'm like, Wheeler Yuta.
Make sure you go and you follow Books and Bodyslams. She's just Books and Bodyslams anywhere you go.
Everywhere.
She's on Blue Sky. She's on Instagram. She's on Threads. She's on TikTok. What am I missing? YouTube? Are you on YouTube?
I'm kind of on YouTube, but I don't really use it.
Okay. She's technically on YouTube, but maybe on YouTube more later.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
She's Books and Bodyslams, baby. So go find Books and Bodyslams. Till next time, I'm Blade Daily.
And I'm Books and Bodyslams.
Pro wrestling forever.
Sickos Club.